Did Prince Harry's recent trip to Ukraine just get condemned by King Charles? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because did Prince Harry's recent trip to Ukraine just get condemned by King Charles? It sure seems like it. So let me lay down the groundwork first and foremost. Do you remember this? I reported it on this channel the last couple of weeks. UK government opposed Zelensky's meeting with Prince Harry. So allegedly, Prince Harry may have met Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during his September the 12th visit to Kiev, though he's not confirmed it amid reported opposition from the British government, The Guardian wrote on September the 14th. So, according to the outlet, whose journalist accompanied Hazza whilst he was in Ukraine, after visiting the memorial to fallen soldiers on Independence Square, Hazza's car actually separated from the motorcade for about an hour, and when he rejoined everyone, Hazza apparently became reserved and silent. And so The Guardian wrote, quote, "There's a suspicion that he went to meet Volodymyr Zelensky, but neither he nor the president want to admit it." The report said that the British government made it clear to Zelensky that he should not meet with a rebellious member of the royal family on the same day that British Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper was also in Kiev. In diplomatic circles, it was described as a move that would be a puzzling political step, The Guardian reported. And so, ultimately, there's this rumour that hasn't been confirmed nor denied by either side, which is telling as far as I'm concerned, that Hazza, on his most recent trip to the Ukraine last month, had met up with President Zelensky, even though the UK government turned around and said, don't even think about it, right? Well, where does King Charles come into all of this? How has he condemned Prince Harry's Ukraine trip last month? Well, let's put it this way. The timing of this happening a couple of weeks later from when Hazza was in Ukraine, I don't take it as a coincidence, do you? And so here, the royal family released this, saying on Tuesday the 30th of September, the Princess Royal, i.e. Princess Anne, visited Ukraine at the request of the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, i.e. the government was happy with Princess Anne going to Ukraine. And so she visited Ukraine, demonstrating solidarity with the children and families living through the Russian invasion and highlighting the traumatic experiences of children living on the front line of the conflict. And here you can see, yeah, she met up with President Zelensky. Not only did she meet up with President Zelensky, but they're publishing that information as well. They're promoting that information, turning around and saying, Hazza, this is how you do it. And so, meeting up with Zelensky, the royal family says, while in Kiev, Her Royal Highness met President Zelensky and discussed the UK's support for Ukraine and the country's ongoing resistance. The Princess Royal also toured St. Sophia's Cathedral. She also then paid her respects at the Children's Memorial alongside the First Lady. The Princess Royal laid a toy bear at the memorial. During the visit to Kiev, she also met up with female police and armed force representatives and heard about their vital role in protecting women and children. She also visited the Child Rights Protection Centre. She heard from families and children who have been returned and reintegrated and spoke to those working tirelessly to return more Ukrainian children. Apparently, to date, more than 19,500 Ukrainian children have been forcibly transferred or deported by the Russian authorities to Russia and the occupied territories of Ukraine. She also visited a rehabilitation centre. She met with Ukrainian veterans returning from the front line. She also witnessed a canine therapy session, spoke to veterans adjusting to civilian life with disabilities and injuries that have been sustained during this war. She also visited the Kherson Cultural Exhibition, which pays tribute to the Kherson's rich history. Kherson was occupied at the start of the conflict before liberation by the Ukrainian forces. It's being supported by the Partnership Fund for Resilient Ukraine, led by the UK and supported by partner countries. Ultimately, that is the kind of coverage that Prince Hazza wanted. That was the kind of trip that Prince Hazza wanted. But here is the royal family turning round and saying, you did it all wrong. Let us show you, by example, this is how you do it. As Taz says right here, according to Taz, make sure you're following her on X and also on YouTube as well. The big difference being, Harry went as a representative for the Invictus Games Foundation to visit the Superhumans charity. Our real royals were invited by government officials. I think both the Duchess of Edinburgh and the Princess Royal highlight others in Ukraine well. Harry, though, highlights himself. And this is the thing. Going around full circle, where Hazza allegedly met President Zelensky in Ukraine when he was told not to, under any circumstances, by the government. Don't go there. Don't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole. We don't want you to do it. Bugger off. To me, here is the king, King Charles, sending a message to Hazza as to how to do it properly with the backing of the UK government. A trip, support and coverage that Hazza could only dream of having. For me, this is the king essentially saying that Hazza's trip was all shades of wrong. So let's show you how the real royals do it. In other words, this is how you do it. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think this is a message from King Charles to Hazza saying, this is how you do it in Ukraine, and what you did was all shades of wrong? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And whilst you're at it, apparently there's a new feature where you can hype the hell out of videos. So why not do it to this video as well? Hype the hell out of it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this one. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.